Hello again, everyone. This is Eric with Homeboys Hot Rods, being lazy today, sitting up in the chair in the house. This video is specifically about how to sculpt a bench seat. The truck seat that I will be using today is taken from an '86 Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck. So follow along. So what you see right now, this is the seat before I started on the actual cut. So of course you need to remove all of the old dirty material off of the seat. And this is what it is going to look like when we finish the product. First thing, when you take the bottom foam off, you need to cut the bottom foam into manageable pieces. I like to number these pieces across, whether I go from 1 to 10 or 1 to 12, depending on how many slices you make. That way you know how to put it back together. But let's cut the pieces into manageable pieces. Now, as you see, I have a line that I've drawn on the side of each piece of foam that indicates the amount of foam I want to cut from the pieces, and that is where we get the shape of the seat from. So, figure out how you wish your seat to look, draw it on the side of your manageable pieces, and keep duplicating. I set this piece on top of all the other pieces so that I knew that I had the same shape on every piece. Now I just place it through my saw, follow the line as best as possible, and cut those pieces out. I had to actually do this twice because the first time it did not give me the shape in which I was looking for. Now, go ahead and place the pieces back on the bench frame, put them all in order, so you'll get an idea as to how it will look. Squeeze them in as best as possible. This is why it's very important to number these pieces so you know exactly how they go back into order. Without numbering these pieces, it is very difficult. And I would suggest that you number it from the front and the back side in case you choose to put the seat back together. From the opposite side, you know where the pieces go. Now, as you may look in this video and you'll tell at the edge of each piece, the tip of each piece, they are very uneven. So this is why I took a ruler, and as you'll see, I'm drawing a straight line across each of the edges, the tips of each of the foam. That gives me some type of registration that I need to try to, meet. Now, I told you number your seat. In this particular video, I actually numbered my seat later on. So I'm asking you, as a good practice, to go ahead and number your pieces ahead of time. I had to sit here and figure out how these pieces went back together. So one of my future practices is that I will start numbering my seat before I even cut it in half. Okay? Now I'll take these pieces back to the saw and I'll try to equalize them by allowing the blade to cut off to the line so that I know each piece is at the right position. As you can see, I'm taking my time and I'm taking my saw and I'm coming right out at the line. Kind of looks like pound cake. But yeah, get this as close as you can because the better you have this, the less sanding you will need to do in order to get the seat smooth. So you can see how far off each piece was. So this is probably something I should have done from the beginning as well. Draw that line across so you know where you want to, where you want to cut to. That's piece number 9. I think I actually ended up with 13 pieces, including the 2 end pieces. This is something you will need to have a lot of patience on as well. Now look, now you can see as I put the pieces back together, everything is in order and it is shaped, people. It is shaped. Looking good. I don't have any glue on it yet. I'm just trying to make sure everything fits the way it's supposed to fit. But you see as I'm, massaging the pieces to fit, this is the same thing you'll do with the glue. So you'll have to, of course, glue both sides and put it back together. But it's looking pretty good. So let's move ahead. Now using my ruler, I have to determine how wide I would like my bolsters to be on my seat. So I take measurements from the center as well as the ends. And as you see in
11
this
and
picture, this
7.
is what I'm trying to get to. With those measurements in mind, I now grab the thicker, firmer foam and go to my saw and cut enough strips to make this happen. I know that on the bottom, I would need at least 4 pieces. I need one for each side. I need 2 for the center, so that's 4. And since I'm doing the top of the seat as well, I will make 8 of these equal strips. I'm just running them back through the saw a second time just to make sure that they're free. Sometimes they come out the other side of the saw a little sideways and it makes the foam a little bit unequal. Now that I have all of the sturdy pieces of foam cut to length, I'll take them back to the seat, place them on, and see if they fit well. And these seem to be fitting just like I would like them to. So with that, I think we're on the right path. Now I'll take the pieces back to my saw, turn the blade at about 45 degrees, and start shaping the pieces with the 45-degree cut on the side of one piece. I'll go ahead and start mocking up a design to cut off some of the material so I can start giving this piece a little shape. Now that I have the pieces shaped, you see me applying glue to the bottom of the foam bolsters as well as to the seat foam. This is when I will begin to join the bolsters to the seat. Make sure you have enough glue and you let it set long enough so that it actually tacks up. This is contact cement, so I would say give it about 5-10 minutes before it dries, and go ahead and place the pieces so they have a firm adhesion. This is very critical to make sure that you put enough glue on the bottom of the foam if you're joining it to the seat. So as you can see, the foam is now really starting to take shape. I'm very pleased with the outcome of it. It did require a little sanding, which I used my DA sander to go ahead and knock it off. And as you see in this photo, I'm actually using masking tape to start, you know, making my templates for the material that will be sewn to fit the seat. Now I take my material and foam and I join them together using the same contact glue. The tape that I used to make the template, I transfer it to the material, cut it out. I take each shape to my serger. As you can see the white outline going around the material. And now it's time to put these pieces together like a puzzle. As you can see, this is what one piece looks like to the other piece prior to the French seam. So this is the centerpiece. As you can see, I use perforated as well as normal grain vinyl with no French seam. Now, with the sewing machine and a guide foot, I begin the process of adding the red French seam to all of the pieces that require it. This is what the seat looks like with the sides and the middle. Look at the detail stitching. Looks good. All the pieces seem to fit firm because that's the tape. I use the tape to make the template. Now I'm starting to make the centerpiece. I need to figure out how to add the centerpiece to the seat. Once I add the centerpiece to the seat, I need to then add the detail. So I chose to put a red piece in the center of each bottom seat section as you see in the photo. My apologies for not capturing everything that happened on this seat in video, but once I got the seat sewn together, you will see that I sprayed glue underneath the foam setting and pulled the seat over the seat cushion, pressing down in all the corners to make sure that the seat was nice and tight. Then I used my steamer to steam out any wrinkles in the material so that it seats perfectly. So as you can see right now, the steamer seems to be doing a great job at making the cushion seat down perfectly in the corners and everything. It's a very tight fit, and I'm super satisfied with the tight fit. This is what the seat looks like in the truck. So I did get around to finishing the top part. The top part, you follow the exact same steps as I did on the bottom part. You can be as creative as you'd like to be. But yeah, once it goes out into the sun, a lot of these wrinkles will tighten up out of it. But overall, it looks good and I'm satisfied. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, follow. Also visit my content store, which I'll leave the link down below. Thank you.